John. I'm the welding manager here at Factory 5. I started here about 2009 as a student, and we worked 2 weeks here at work, 2 weeks at school learning. When I started, it was just working on the bench, building control arms, bending parts, small things, you know, learning. As time went on, I started welding frames. I started building frames in the jig and slowly worked my way up and worked with Jim in engineering, building new product, you know, helped him build the 818, helped him build the Gen 3 coupe. Then finally went and followed those jigs back to welding and built cars, you know, and eventually took over the shop. So I started building the car in 2016. I didn't have a place to actually build it, so it sat here for a little while until I found a place. I had a cousin that reached out and said, hey, I have a barn, you can use the basement of the barn to start building your car. Went there, he had a goat that lived above me, and me and the goat didn't get along too well, you know. He was always making a mess of the car. I had to cover it with everything. It was always getting dusty and dirty, so I had to either a car cover, cardboard, something to keep it clean because he was constantly making a mess upstairs. He would jump the fence, come down, ram me every now and then. We weren't friends. He didn't like me. I was like invading his space. The only reason I started building the car is Dave one day asked me if I would take a Cobra down to Fall River for a parade. And I just was beside myself. I was not ready for that. Asked him how I'd get the car back here after the parade. He said, well, you have a safe place to keep it? I said, yeah, I do. And he let me keep the car for the weekend, which was amazing. You know, I was able to go and cruise around and have a good time. And that was a game changer. I had an 85 IROC as my project car at the time. Ended up selling that car to start the process of building my Mark IV here. So at the end of the day, I ended up getting a Mark IV and a new truck, so it wasn't too bad, but it was a had to have happen no matter what, you know. It's actually a Mako paint job, believe it or not. It's not high-end, it's not expensive, it's very cheap. We did an offset stripe to try to be different. Instead of having the traditional hood scoop, we did our old GTM louvers recessed into the hood, trying to be different and outside the box a little bit. I also went with a LS engine. Just recently built an LS3 and put that in here, coming from an LS6. A lot more power. Definitely not something you can just hand the keys to somebody and let them go drive around in. It's very, very dangerous. Yeah, so I mentioned earlier I had a Camaro, and the LS motor that I originally put in the car was for the Camaro, but when I started the build, I wanted to use that motor for this car, and we didn't offer any packages for LSs in any of our products. So I worked with the engineers and helped use parts we had here to make the motor mounts work with the motor mounts that we already had on the chassis. Try to make it easy, and now we can offer LSs in Roadsters and coupes, and I helped build the headers, and then we had the headers produced, and now we'll have headers for LSs in Roadsters and coupes, and trying to just bring more to the product, you know, let people choose how they want to build it. I would have to say for me the hardest part about the build is deciding the color to paint your car. It took me a month. The paint shop was waiting for me to give them an answer, and I was torn between two colors outside of the box. This here, which is Turbine Bronze by Sherwin-Williams, and the other one was a purple. Everybody here at Factory 5 told me, don't do purple, stay away from purple. They scared me away from it, so I didn't do it. I still think if I did purple, it would look great the way I envisioned it, but we ended with the bronze. And the bronze, I love the color. A lot of new people have started working here who been here for a year, 2 years, even some for 6 months, and they haven't got to experience what it's like to ride in a Factory 5. I just put a new motor in my car, finally got it fixed, and decided I'm going to take some people for rides that haven't been. So I've been bringing it, you know, once, twice a week, and do like 3-4 people a day, take them for a little ride, do a loop, you know, go to some back roads, take the highway back to Factory 5, just to give them the experience of how the cars handle. They stay flat, they're very nimble, the braking's unbelievable, they accelerate. They're pretty much, for all intents and purposes, a race car on the road. It's just an oversized go-kart. A lot of the people didn't realize what these cars are capable of. It's not a Honda Civic. It's a race car that you can drive on the street. One of the molders, I asked him, have you ever done donuts before? He said no. So I was like, okay, we'll just do a couple quick donuts right in the front cul-de-sac there. The smile on his face, that's everything right there, you know. There's still some people that haven't been that I'd like to take for rides, and hopefully in the next few weeks we can get everybody who wants to go, take them for a ride in the car, let them experience it, let them see what they're working on and building for all of our customers, you know.